Well, it is my pleasure to welcome back to the Rema studio after an absence of, I can't remember how many weeks, Tanya Unkovich. Tanya, great to have you back in the Rema studio.
Nice to be back.
Now, it has been a while, but it's been nice to be able to continue to catch up by phone throughout the lockdown. I know there'll be some people who have perhaps had a bit of an epiphany during lockdown of saying, hey, look, I want to do life better. I want to make some changes to my life. Unfortunately, with moving back to level 1, they've fallen off that wagon of resolution. How can we make, I suppose, changes in our life that stick? How can we have lasting change in some of the habits that we've got used to?
Well, it goes a lot deeper than just making a change to the habit and the behaviour. In a way, it goes back to changing a belief in who you are.
Okay.
Once upon a time, I used to drink this much. Once upon a time, I used to eat this much or smoke this much. That's not who I am anymore. So in a way, you create a different identity, or you bring your true self out. Let's say this slothful side of you came out and took over during lockdown. You're now going, actually, that's not really who I am.
Yeah.
So it's about going a bit deeper and making those changes on a deeper level.
Being honest with yourself too, because seriously, we need to take stock and say, hey, actually, this is something I'm not happy with. There's no point pretending that that's not the case. That, I suppose, that's where it starts, is admitting that this is an issue you want to deal with.
100%. You get to a point where the pain is too great. The pain of staying there is worse than the pain of moving forward. So get honest with yourself and make a decision. I've got to draw a line in the sand today, move forward, because what is it going to cost me if I don't do this?
In terms of making that decision stick, though, really we need to hold ourselves accountable. It's okay to have support people, but unless we kind of make that contract with ourselves as to, look, this is something which is no longer going to define me, yet rather than just on the surface, rather than just, I suppose, the impression that others have of us, we really need to go deep with ourselves on this one, right?
Yeah, you do. You need to change certain beliefs that are holding you back. There are beliefs there that are limiting you in moving forward. They're stopping you. You may think or feel deep down, what on earth is the point in me doing this and going on another health plan, because I've never done them before successfully. I'll probably fail here again.
Yep.
So you need to identify what is holding you back. And you also need to have a bit of leverage. You know, if I don't do this, look at the example I'm setting for my children.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to my marriage if I don't make a change here? What's going to happen to my business if I don't make a change here? So really identify the cost of not making the change.
Yeah.
Because in 6 months' time, nothing would have changed because you changed nothing.
Yeah, if it doesn't cost you anything, then it's less of a hurdle to slip back into bad habits,
Absolutely.
right?
It's much easier to stay in that warm brown puddle of comfort, right? But boy, once it gets too uncomfortable, you need to move. Your life's worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is there an aspect whereby I suppose we need a little bit of balance here, because it's also easy to make a list of, okay, here's all my personal faults that I'm going to work on all at once. Here's all the things that I wish could be different about myself, but actually change is a process. It takes time. Perhaps we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace on this and not try and do everything at once.
Yes, not try and do everything at once, but, make that decision. Once you've made that decision, and then start working in one area of your life. If it feels too big for you, chunk it down, break it down. Okay, I'm going to start on my health. Maybe next week or in the next couple of weeks, I'll start looking at some of these areas in my business that need to be looked at. But the truth is, once you start changing a pattern in one area of your life, then it will change in other areas of your life. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
But not necessarily lighting all the fuses at one
Absolutely,
at one
because it may blow up. You may just, start focusing on one outcome. And then when you've got a bit of momentum there, start focusing on the next outcome. If you're out of the habit of making your bed every day, start making your bed and finish making your bed. Just start with small things, because, admit it, during lockdown, a lot of us have created some not so great habits.
Yeah. When it comes to, I suppose, following our instincts on things, again, is that something that we can actually trust? Because sometimes our instincts will lead us back to, I love that metaphor of the brown puddle. They'll lead us back to tap dance in that brown puddle once again. Learning to trust our instincts and know that that's not just the bad habit calling us again.
Follow what you feel.
Okay.
Like if there's a part of you as you're walking back towards that puddle that's going, oh, this is just quick and easy, but I'll go there anyway, and you want that high, you want that adrenaline fix. Or maybe you're getting caught into this delusion of, well, at least I'm doing something. It may not be the right thing, but at least I'm doing something. It's very easy to get caught up in that. Follow how you feel. Listen to that voice inside. I say, listen to God's whisper.
Yeah.
And when we are silent, we will hear it. But it means stopping a lot of that noise that's going on around us. The news, social media, people, places, things. And we invite that in to stop us from listening to our instinct. You know, I always say to people, go back and think of a time when you really followed a hunch and it was right.
Yeah. No, very good indeed. And I mean, speaking of I suppose leaning into God, recognizing that for some of these issues, it's bigger than us. We need support, well, not only from God, but perhaps we need support from family or friends, or even get a mentor to help us through this problem.
100%. Because the thing is, if we keep trying to do something on our own, we'll tell little porkies to ourselves, right? Oh, it's okay, that's okay. That one Tim Tam or one Krispy Kreme, whatever it is, that's enough, you know. So get the help, be accountable, tell someone else. It helps heal that bit of secrecy and shame that we carry, you know?
Yeah, no, very, very good stuff indeed. And for people who are wanting to make some lasting change, to do some sort of internal shifts in their behaviour or their responses, mentoring and coaching, that's a service that you offer?
It is indeed. Yes, you can find me.
Find you at, and the trick is, we've said this a few times, the trick is if you can spell your name, you can get there. TanyaUnkovich.com. Talk us through it one more time, Tanya.
Okay, it's TanyaUnkovich.